after U.S. President Donald Trump and DOGE chief Elon Musk touted the idea of paying federal income tax paying Americans DOGE stimulus checks to the tune of up to $5,000 or 20% of the money that the Department of Government Efficiency is able to locate, slash, and burn as waste, fraud, and abuse, several legislators have been taking questions about the proposal. Senator Tim Scott of the great state of South Carolina and chairperson of the National Republican Senatorial Committee said that paying U.S. federal income tax paying Americans checks of up to $5,000 may happen.
I'm wondering, too, do you think this would ever go through the House and then finally reach all of you in the Senate? This idea of maybe a portion of the money that is saved, which is our money anyway, would go back to the public. What do you think of that?
I think the faster we get money back to the average American, the better off we are.
Could you do it? Could you pass it?
4,000 or 5,000. Absolutely. I think we can pass it. Listen, we did it during COVID. We can do it again. The good news is letting Americans keep their own money ought not be a novel concept. We should just not take it in the first place. You don't have to give it back. And so everything we do now to uncover waste, fraud, and abuse and give that money back to the American people, that's called hallelujah in South Carolina.
I like it.
And if you want to speed up the process of raising capital for your organization or your projects by applying for grants, bootstrapping, finding funding via loans, or by any means necessary, join the wait list. The link is in the video description below, or we can see if we're a fit to be able to work together so I can hold you by the hand and ensure that you meet every single objective that you have set for yourself for this year and beyond. The link is in the video description below. Get at me. Several legislators have not been proponents of this idea. For instance, the Speaker of the House stated that it'd be great for, if you think about our core principles, right? Fiscal responsibility is what we do as conservatives. That's our brand. Johnson said last Thursday at the Conservative Political Action Conference, and we have a $36 trillion federal debt. We have a giant deficit that we're contending with. I think we need to pay down the credit card, right? But I do not hear the same complaints when legislators are passing funding to send out to Ukraine and all these other countries. Of course, now they want to focus it. Nonetheless, some have suggested that they would consider it. Business Insider reported Friday that Senator Ted Cruz, Republican of Texas, wanted to see details before committing, and Senator Josh Hawley, Republican of Missouri, said he would prefer seeing DOGE savings redistributed via the child tax credit instead. Nonetheless, this is the chairperson of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, and you want to take note of some information that's being spread. You got to watch out for any scams where people are requesting your contact information in exchange for helping you get these checks. It's just a proposal right now, and they haven't even documented it in the form of a bill or anything to that effect. You may have heard President Trump or Elon Musk mention or post on social media about a DOGE dividend or stimulus. To most taxpayers, talk of a stimulus, of course, it lights you up. Pass me a check. I'll take it. If there's extra money, why not? A person said while loading up his vehicles. Nonetheless, what you have to keep in mind in regards to this plan is that DOGE would have to locate, slash, and burn $2 trillion. At the time of the uploading of this video today, February 26th, 2025, DOGE is reporting it saved $65 billion through a combination of fraud detection, deletion, contract lease cancellations, contract lease renegotiations, asset sales, grant cancellations, workforce. Actually, this is coming from AZ Central. So if we look at the site itself, the number is closer to, last time I checked, it was at 55 billion, but they don't have the complete number. They don't have the total right here listed. So we'll just go with 65 billion as of right now in total savings that DOGE has been able to cut. The DOGE website claims to post receipts of its budget slashing efforts, but most items listed are contracts canceled at various departments and agencies. Okay, that's what they're aiming to do. However, A USA Today report found that DOGE website published misleading information about how much money it has saved, including a nearly $8 billion error. In fact, according to this fact check, DOGE's documented contracts, grants, and real estate licenses on the website amounted to about 16.5 billion, falling well short of the 55 billion it said it saved. So at 55 billion, it's going to take roughly 40 months. They're aggressively hiring people to speed up the process. I believe this figure was inflated due to the inclusion of a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement contract that DOGE said it was worth $8 billion when it was only worth $8 million. DOGE claimed to have saved $881 million 2 weeks ago by terminating 89 contracts at the Education Department. However, the real value of the contracts was closer to $676 million. So you see that in play. So you got to watch out for this. Ensure that you're not giving out your personal information in exchange for you helping, or rather getting helped to obtain this paper. And watch out for stuff like this, because look, this is what people on social media are taking advantage of. I'm not saying that this thing is, I mean, you have to have the money pass through Congress. Just like Tim Scott said, there's a whole process behind this. Trump 5,000 stimulus checks coming out February 31st. Fool some ex users. The other thing, if they don't reach $2 trillion in cost cutting, then you're not getting $5,000 checks, since it's 20% of what they're able to locate. So at this juncture, that's 16 billion. Let me see, 16 billion. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? 16 billion divided by 79. If it's 60, let's do conservatively speaking, 69, 79. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 79 million federal income tax paying households, right? Let me make sure I got that right. This is 100,000. Yep, 79 million. So you're looking at checks at about $202. So they should go beyond this. So at the very least, look, you're facing a $202 stimulus check if this $16 billion number holds water. Nonetheless, if it's closer to $65 billion, then you're looking at a check of $822 per federal income tax paying employee. So you got to watch out, of course, for anything that is claiming that the money's coming out. Look at this. Anti-Trump PAC, the Lincoln Project, posted on X, formerly Twitter, that plans humored by government appointee Elon Musk to send $5,000 to Americans from savings made by the Department of Government Efficiency were coming out February 31st. What is wrong with this picture? One of these things is doing its own thing. Let's take a look at the calendar real quick. Are you able to see it? No, you're not able to see it on this thing. Let's just take a look at the calendar for February, just to give you a quick, you know what, before we do that, let's go ahead, and I just gave a number of you quick thinkers the tip, but let's go ahead. Post in the comment section below if this Trump 5,000 stimulus checks coming out February 31st statement holds paper. But the post, which has been viewed 5 million times, elicited reactions that made it appear not everyone was in the joke. While some ex-users understood the gag, do you understand the gag? Hold on, let me not even show you where you're getting this. All right, let me show you the calendar this month. All right, because I think most of you already peeped it anyway. Bang for calendar for February, right? February 2025. All right, how many days, right? 28th and then the 1st. So there is no 31st. You got to watch out for this stuff, okay? It's giving itself away. The post even solicited suggestions for a community note, the content moderation system introduced after Musk brought X, with users submitting warnings like there's no verified plan for President Donald Trump to send $5,000 to each taxpayer in February is 28 days long, because last year was a leap year. A Newsweek analysis of the 1,100 canceled government contracts has listed and it found less than $70.2 billion in savings, or 1.8% of Musk's target. DOGE claims its website records are behind and alleges it has made $55 billion in savings. Now, Elon Musk has said multiple times that the agency will make mistakes and they'll aim to correct those mistakes as promptly as possible. Nonetheless, if they at the very least are able to get legislation passed for 20% of DOGE's savings to Americans, you got some money coming. Like I just showed you, about $200. Reaction to the proposal has been mixed. Okay, we already covered that. Any dividend payment would require an act of Congress, and prominent conservative voices have already expressed their hesitation. Preston Bashers, research fellow for tax policy at the Heritage Foundation, questioned the inflationary impact, writing on X. Love what Doge is doing, but this is a bad idea. There's no need to send dividend checks, right? There's no need to send anything to the American people, but there is a need to send money out to other countries. No one complains then. You don't hear all of these advocates from all of these heritages and foundations complaining that this is inflationary and it sucks. Anything that has to do with giving money to the American people, but when they're issuing money out left and right, for which people on both sides of the aisle, be it official or advocates or proponents, think tanks, whatever you want to call them, they never complain when the money has to go out for, quote, humanitarian aid. What about the humanitarian aid required for the American people? Watch the video, you see the screen right now.